Why do you yawn? What were goosebumps originally for? How many scents can your nose detect? Well, let's find it all out. The heart isn't actually on the left side. It's right in the middle of your chest between the two lungs and slightly tilts to the left. By the time you wake up, you will have forgotten 50% of your latest dream. After 10 minutes, you will not remember 90% of it. If you think your hiccups last too long, one man couldn't stop them for 68 years in a row. When you blush, not only your cheeks turn red, but also your stomach lining. While I'm sharing this fact with you, about 50,000 cells in your body will be renewed. Your hair helps the environment because it absorbs ozone. By the time you turn 60, you will have lost almost half of your taste buds. That's why most elderly people don't notice unusual or bitter taste. You burn calories when you're just breathing, watching TV, and here comes the best part, sleeping. An adult has 206 bones, half of them in their hands and feet. Female hair is twice as soft as male hair. The latter is twice as large in diameter. A human has on average 120,000 hairs on their head. Natural blondes have way more than that because it's finer and the scalp can fit more of it. You can live just fine without your appendix, stomach, one kidney, or one lung. Hey, I work fine on half a brain. Around 20% of all the oxygen in your body goes to your brain. Your saliva has the superpower of protecting you against infections. You just don't blink to keep your eyes moist. It's like a micro nap and a way to sharpen your attention. You share 14,000 or 70% of all your genes with acorn worms. It only takes you 0.05 of a second to recognize a sound. That's 10 times faster than blinking. There are no muscles in the fingers, only tendons and bones. Fingers bend thanks to joints in the palms and in the mid-forearm. You can detect around 1 trillion smells. That makes your sense of smell 100 times more developed than your sense of taste. You can't see it unless you use a super sensitive camera, but you're actually bioluminescent. Your forehead, neck, and cheeks are glowing the brightest. Cornflakes have more genes than you do. It's 32,000 genes versus 20,000. Wisdom teeth are useless. They are a souvenir from your ancestors that lived hundreds of thousands of years ago. They used them to chew on rough food like leaves, roots, and meats. The tongue is the only muscle that doesn't connect to bones on both ends. It's only connected to your neck on one side. A chin is unique to humans. Even our genetic cousins, gorillas and chimpanzees, don't have them. Your thumbs have their own pulse because there are big arteries inside them. That's why you can't feel your pulse in the neck with your thumb. Right-handed people normally chew on the right side, and left-handers opt for the left one. That makes sense. Most of the air entering your nose only goes through one nostril at a time. They take turns and switch every few hours to provide you with non-stop service. Your internal organs aren't symmetrical. If someone uncoiled the human DNA, it would be enough to build a track from the Earth to the Sun and back more than 300 times. Humans have 3D vision of the world because two eyes look at things from a slightly different angle. The brain puts those two images together in a fraction of a second. Your muscles mostly twitch because of stress, too much caffeine, or a bad diet. So relax and have some fruits and veggies to stop that. Your brain has an internal thermostat that controls your body temperature. If scientists learned to control that thermostat, they could treat various health conditions. Your teeth are just as strong as shark teeth. They're made of a softer mineral, but the coating is pretty much of the same mineral crystals and proteins. You have the same number of vertebrae in your neck as a giraffe, 7 of them. Their neck bones are much longer though. You think? Goosebumps used to help humans to scare off predators. The hair standing on one end made them appear to be larger. It's virtually impossible to destroy a human hair. Water, cold, and corrosion can do nothing to it. The only way to go is setting it on fire. But don't do this while it's attached to your head. Bad idea. The left side of the brain is in charge of the right side of your body, and the right side of the brain controls the left side of your body. Is that clear? Humans make up to 7,000 different facial expressions. Some are universal, and others mean opposite things in different cultures. Humans, as well as everything else on the planet and in the entire universe, are 97% built of atoms that are made of the dust of exploded stars. If for some reason you placed all the humans on Earth in one cube, it would be about half a mile on one side. Just imagine the miles of smiles. On average, it takes 7 minutes to fall asleep. There are some techniques to speed that process to 120 seconds, though. Smelling green apples or bananas before a meal is one of the ways to lose weight. Their neutral scent calms down the appetite, and you won't end up overeating. Humans are the only species that are capable of drawing straight lines or perfect circles. Around 1% of people can see ultraviolet. They are the people born without a special lens in the eye that protects the retina from UV. Famous Impressionist painter Claude Monet, for example, belonged to that 1%. Your bones stop growing with puberty, but your ears and nose never do. You wouldn't feel any flavors without saliva in your mouth. Food chemicals dissolve in it, and only then your taste buds can do their job at detecting taste. When you sleep in a new place, half of your brain stays awake. Thanks to that, you'll be able to quickly get up if you have to protect yourself from something or someone. Your hair can detect scents. Its follicles have the same receptors as your nasal passages. Sandalwood can activate them and make your hair grow faster. The lining of a human mouth is a natural self-healer. That's why gums recover faster than any other part of the skin. Yawning doesn't help you stay awake. It cools down your brain to speed up your falling asleep. When someone diets too much, the brain cells start eating themselves, trying to produce energy to save the brain. As a result, the person feels even more hungry. Your spine has a great memory. It remembers your posture. That's why it can be hard to change it for the better. You can't breathe and swallow at once. When you're breathing, the pipe leading to your stomach closes. When you swallow, the gateway to your lungs temporarily shuts down. Your heartbeat changes and adapts to the music you're listening to. Faster tempos make it beat faster. The ability to blush is unique to humans. It's turned on by an adrenaline rush. Your tear glands never stop working, even when you're asleep. But because your eyelids are closed, fat in tears builds up and dries and forms crusts you find on waking. Nearly 12% of women have 4 types of cone near the retina instead of a regular 3. This gives them supervision. They can see 100 million colors and not 1 million like other people. Women blink more frequently and quicker than men. It's 19 versus 11 blinks per minute. As they get older, they blink even more often. Women are so good at detecting scents, they can even tell when their partner is stressed by smelling their shirt. The sound that your stomach makes when you're hungry has a scientific name. It's called borborygmus. To take just one step, you activate 200 muscles. They work a lot because you take 10,000 steps a day on average. You can't sneeze when you're sleeping because nerve cells in your nose that activate sneezing are sleeping too. You can't sense smells in your sleep either. Your long-term memory can store as much information as the entire web, or about 1 petabyte. Neurons in the human brain travel at the speed of 150 miles per hour transmitting information. Their energy would be enough to light a low-wattage bulb. There are immune cells in every tissue of the human body. They are either stable or moving around to do their job. The way your sneeze sounds depends on your nose size. The larger the nose, the bigger the sneeze, because more air can go in and out. Your ears are so sensitive you can hear molecules. This is how you can tell cold water from boiling water with your eyes closed. Humans are capable of using echolocation, like bats and dolphins. With some training, you can find your way in complete darkness, analyzing the surroundings by sounds bouncing off objects. Your eye has over 2 million working parts and 1 million nerve fibers connected to the brain. As all the pieces work together, they process around 36,000 bits of information per hour. 10,000 years ago, I wasn't around then, everyone had just one eye color, brown. Then the first blue-eyed person was born as a result of a genetic mutation. You'll never sneeze with your eyes open. You shut the eyelids automatically to protect your eyes from all those nasty things jumping out of your nose. You don't only have taste receptors on your tongue, but also in your stomach, pancreas, and other parts of your digestive system, your lungs, and brain. An adult is made up of 7 octillion atoms. That's 27 zeros. Count them, I'll wait. Okay, there are just 300 billion stars in our galaxy for comparison. Your fingers get wrinkled after a bath to give you a better grip of things covered in water. It's like treads on car tires. You physically see your nose, but the brain chooses to ignore it. Otherwise, it would stand in the way of your vision. Plus, it would be out of focus anyways. The average person has 4 dreams per night, or 4,460 dreams a year. All the strangers from your dreams are actually real people you've met at some point in real life. You just didn't remember them. Human sweat doesn't smell bad. The bacteria that breed on it are to blame. Phew. Most people have 24 ribs in 12 pairs. About 1 in 20 people, though, have an extra rib or a couple of those. They can be on either or both sides between the base of the neck and the collarbone. Unlike other cells, neurons can't replace themselves. A human brain is 80% water, and it needs water to work smoothly, so drink enough of it every day. The only part of your body that can't repair itself is your tooth. Even your brain can replace some of its parts with scar tissue. Your stomach can hold half a pound of food at a time. Unless you're a competitive eater, then look out, stomach, here it comes. No matter how hard you try, you can't tickle yourself. When you try to do it, your brain knows about it before you touch your sides and prepares for it. Now, the exact number is different from person to person, but your heart makes an average of 100,000 beats a day. When your lungs are healthy, they are pink. If they're turning black, you must definitely change your lifestyle. Around 12% of people can't dream in color. There used to be more of them before color TV was invented. Your stomach acid is strong enough to dissolve a razor blade. Don't swallow it though. A human body has over 600 muscles. They aren't just in your arms and legs, but also in your heart to keep it beating and in your digestive system. Your strongest muscle is in your jaw. Your weakest muscle is in the middle of your ear. All the food you'll most likely eat in your lifetime is as heavy as 12 hippos. Your brain will have trouble with keeping long-term memories over time. It needs to make room for new memories, but can't just erase the old ones. Your skin is home to 1,000 bacteria species. At the same time, it protects the rest of your body against bacteria. Human bones are 5 times stronger than steel of the same width, but fragile at the same time. Your fingernails grow 2 to 3 times faster than your toenails. They grow completely new every 6 months, and it takes your toenails about a year. Your nose is a built-in air filter, humidifier, and temperature controller. When you breathe through your mouth, the air that gets into your system is cooler and drier. You can't see your taste buds with an unaided eye. The bumps on the tongue that are visible are papillae under the taste buds. You have about 500,000 sweat glands in your feet. This sweat factory makes a pint of produce a day. The longest bone in an adult body is the thigh bone. The shortest one is found in the ear, and even a grain of rice is longer than it. Guys normally have longer ring fingers than index fingers, and girls have just the opposite. Some people have omphalophobia, or the fear of the navel. In its mildest form, it scares them to touch their own belly button. Others can't even look at pictures of navels. You'll spend 1/3 of your entire life in your sleep, around 6 years eating, and 5 years waiting in lines. You have the thickest skin on your feet, and the thinnest layer is on the eyelids. Every 30 days, you get a brand new top layer of skin. Some people can see colors in sounds, tastes, and even numbers and days of the week. Vincent van Gogh, Franz Liszt, Billy Joel, and Pharrell Williams are all on the list of famous people with this superpower. You take on average 20,000 breaths per day. An average human has around 250 hairs in each of the eyebrows. They renew every 4 months. You don't like the sound of your own voice on recording because it's always different from what it sounds to you. Plus, you don't have control over it, and that makes you uncomfortable. You blink around 12,000 times a day. That makes up 4,200,000 times a year. A human can survive and feel well with just one kidney because each of them has 1.5 million working units called nephrons. You really only need 300,000 nephrons. There is a huge hole between your hip bones. It's a circular space between two cavities. Your skin shade depends on the amount of melanin its cells are producing. Your taste buds are not okay for a while after you brush your teeth. The chemicals in your toothpaste boost your ability to taste bitter things, but turn down the sweetness. There are many different sneezing styles. You inherited yours from your parents. Plus, the way you sneeze in public is different from the way you sneeze when no one can hear you. There are 14 basic human nose shapes. Among the most popular are celestial, fleshy, bumpy, Greek, Roman, and hawk noses. You can find all of them in the works of art from different periods. If you sit hunched up and look down, you're more likely to recall bad memories. Sit straight and look up, and good memories will come to your mind. Mucus helps important tissues to stay properly moist and keeps you healthy. It catches virus en route to your airways and flushes out dirt. Your liver is the only essential internal organ that has a superpower of fully regenerating itself. When someone donates more than a half of it, the liver grows back to the original size in about 2 weeks. A human mouth is home to over 700 different types of bacteria. There is more of them in there than there are people on the entire planet. A good reason to brush your teeth. Your skin is your largest organ, making up about 15% of your total weight. Even when you're doing nothing, your heart is working twice as hard as leg muscles of a sprinter in action.